You've got to be kidding me.
You know this guy?
Unfortunately, that's...
Frank Hayward, I'm kind of bleeding, like, a lot. So if you just let me in...
Etta, why is he here?
Whoa, this isn't my fault.
It's mine. A crushed tomato? That's what my arm looks
What
like right
did
now.
you say?
I asked him to come help us. We needed it.
You invited an unknown civilian to our watchtower?
Well, it wasn't really the epitome of cool logic in the moment.
And it's like, no matter how far I go, this stupid puppet follows. I mean, Persnickety Pete is the best ventriloquist dummy around. Numero uno. The champion of puppets.
He's a ventriloquist.
There's so much blood. I'm just gonna take a nap here.
Ouch. That one hurt from all the way in here.
Well, Roger, hope you're ready for a new infirmary mate.
Wait. We just talked about two bloodthirsty cults that are out to get us, and now we're about to just let Frank waltz in here like...
Like he was invited?
No, that's not what I...
It's better than the alternative, isn't it, Etta?
Right. Etta, come with me. We'll bring our new friend inside. Bertie, stay up here and get the place ready. And Roger...
Yeah. Keep watch and gather intel when he's awake.
Precisely. Etta, let's go.
But...
Let's go. Argue with me after we've saved his life.
Yes, sir. I hope this doesn't backfire.
Me too.
He's not dead?
Sadly, no.
Well, let's see what he's got.
You can't just go through someone's things like that.
It's not like he's complaining.
Probably because he's knocked out.
Hey, who's in charge here?
I think it's the lady going through the bag.
10 points to Gryffindor.
Do we have to keep this dummy in the room?
Roger, you shouldn't make fun of someone when he can't defend himself.
I meant the actual dummy.
That's really no way to talk about the injured.
The ventriloquist dummy.
Oh.
Why do I even try anymore?
I think that puppet looks familiar.
Does he come here often?
What have we here?
A voice recorder?
Oh, God, is anything on it?
Test. 1, 2, 3. All right, so this is Frank Hayward, social chair of the Hunt Club, and September's member of the month. Music. That's a new one. I'm gonna go Persnickety Pete, Doesn't seem very special to me.
I think that's enough for now.
Oh, not again.
I think the dummy is gone.
No, he's still knocked out.
Oh my god, the other one.
Etta? You wouldn't happen to know any stories about evil dolls?
I might have a couple.
Okay, new plan. You three split up and search the watchtower for our new friend.
You and I have a very different idea of friendship.
Call in if you find anything.
Does this seem oddly familiar to anyone else?
We don't even know what we're up against.
That is right. I can check the archives. Maybe someone's had an encounter with a sentient puppet.
Oh God, it's alive?
I don't know, which is why I should go.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff in the archives. Take Bertrand with you.
What?
That's fine with me. Come on, Kate. We can stop by the hydrangeas on the way. I haven't watered them yet today.
Wait, no, I really don't think...
How do you solve a problem like an evil dummy?
You're gonna have to forgive her at some point.
I have.
Aha, of course. And that's why you sent Bertie to help?
Ever wonder where all of your inner demons run to once you've confronted them? Or maybe you've sat alone in your room at night thinking about where they came from, how they found you, whether or not they're behind you right now. Well, thanks to a kind donation from our generous sponsors, all of your questions can now be answered. We're pleased to announce that you're invited to the grand opening of the Transcontinental Museum of Oceanic Curiosities. You'll receive our formal summons tomorrow at noon, so don't be alarmed when a horse with no rider trots up to your front door whinnying a sad sea shanty. Whatever you do, don't open the door until the horse has finished the song. Also, at no point are you to ask the horse where his rider went. There was never a rider. He doesn't like it when you question his independence. The Transcontinental Museum of Oceanic Curiosities contains many exhibits on how the bridge came to be, as well as many other eccentricities. You're sure to be dazzled by artifacts that have been meticulously curated by our fine sponsors. Each unique piece represents the blood, sweat, and tears that someone put into building our wondrous, majestic Transcontinental Bridge. Of course, there are other trinkets in there as well. Objects from the ocean, some of which weren't even made by humans. Isn't that exciting? You'll love every moment at the Transcontinental Museum of Oceanic Curiosities, but don't have too much fun learning. Linger too long and you could become one of the museum's unique exhibits.
Please tell me that somehow Etta acquired super speed and made it to the broadcasting room in 5 seconds.
Nope.
Bertie?
Nope.
Great. Etta, can you check up there? We're a little preoccupied with Bertie's problems.
The garden is an important part of my aesthetic.
Staying alive is a big part of mine.
It's probably just a malfunction. I did mess up the system pretty badly, and it wasn't in the best shape before that.
Fine. But I'm taking something with me just in case.
In case you run into Chucky?
Yeah, it's all fun and games until the creepy puppet starts talking through the intercom.
Point taken. Roger, do you have anything she can borrow?
Sadly, the infirmary's just fresh out of weapons.
Scalpel?
It's a puppet, not a person.
What about Frank?
Do you want me to throw him at the doll?
No, his bag. There might be something in there that's useful. Oh, maybe this can help.
What was that?
It's the stamp for a seal.
Of approval? Get it? Ow, Kate!
Huh. It's got initials on it. HC. I guess it's not his.
So he stole a seal. Who does that?
Someone who really wants approval. Ow!
Okay. New plan. Bertie and I are going to get these flowers squared away, and then we can meet up with you. We'll all go to the archives together, like one big happy family.
Guess I'd better go. Are you gonna be okay here?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm gonna find out exactly what our new visitor's been up to.
It's not my fault that I happen to have the highest trophy rate in the entire hunt club. Actually, let's be real. I have the highest trophy
Don't have
rate
too
of
much
all
fun.
time.
With such riveting material?
Yep, that's me. Numero uno, undefeated champion. Lone wolf.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult.
And that's why the Venus flytrap is the ultimate plant predator.
In fact, it's so badass that scientists have been able to replicate it in robot form, which means we could be one step closer to the Terminator.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's amazing what you can find if you have enough time.
Is that why you want to go back to the archives?
We need to figure out what's up with the puppet.
And that's the only thing you're looking for.
Does it matter?
Yes.
What's really on your mind?
Why are you here?
The same reason as any of you. I'm looking for something.
And that is...
Sorry, Bertie. This isn't when you unlock my tragic backstory.
But
all of us have our own agendas.
I just want to make sure yours doesn't get us killed.
Have a little faith.
That doesn't answer the question.
If I wanted to kill you, you'd already be dead, all right?
You know, Kate, that's not exactly comforting.
Well, it's the best I can do.
Let's raise a glass and drink our fill. Let's have a laugh before one last thrill. See, I got a hell of a joke, and I'm laughing still. You'll split in half. Yeah, 'cause this joke kills. So step right up, it's time to start the show. We got a great new act, and I literally steal your soul.
I don't want to die.
What?
Oh, it's just you.
Well, gee, thanks.
I'm pretty sure he thought you were a vengeful traveling puppet.
What are you talking about?
You didn't hear the...
Hey again. Well, I can be everywhere. Right behind you, partner. And I can do anything that I desire. For instance, I could poison the air. Or I could roast you in a fire. But hey, I still need a crowd for my one-man show. What do you say I let you stick around if you promise to go? So step right up, it's time to start the show. We got a great new act. Well, that's me, and I endeavor to steal your soul.
That's what we were talking about.
You don't think this has to do with...
The creepy puppet?
Bertie, you really shouldn't call Frank names until he can defend himself.
I meant the doll.
I know you did.
You see, it's simple. I'm just a puppet made to keep you entertained. But I'm so much more than meet the eyes. I'm sadistic and I love pain. So mes amis, just take your time, enjoy your joie de vivre. 'Cause like the Hotel Californie, you can come but you can never leave. So step right up, it's time to start the show. We got a great new act. Moi, and I just have to steal your soul. So step right up, it's time to start the show. We got a great new act.
Okay, I think our new friend is having too much fun up there.
Want to head up to the broadcasting room then?
I thought you'd never ask. What now?
You gonna answer that?
Bertrand, that is such a good question.
Give me that.
Hey!
Roger?
What is going on up there?
You don't want to know. I hope you're having more luck with the secret diaries of numero uno.
Well...
And that's ridiculous, right? I mean, I'm obviously taller than Steve. He knows it. Everyone knows it.
If someone could, I don't know, come smother me with a pillow, that'd be swell.
And our guest himself?
Still out. God forbid he get a good look at the mess he's brought to our doorstep.
You okay?
I think that one was just Bob.
I know that. It startled me, that's all.
Do you want me to come back?
For what?
Back up?
Back up. For Frank.
You know, in case he should try anything.
Listen, you just worry about Picky Patrick or whatever that thing's called. If I have any trouble with the injured, handcuffed prisoner, I'll be sure to let you know. Kate? And then there was one. Well, two.
It was at least 8 feet long. And yeah, it was a normal fish, but I'd like to see Brian reel one of those in with his scrawny arms.
How much more of this is there anyway?
Before be a little mush, and you hear the mustache. I'm using my mustache. A goatee! That's a horse. That's a luscious island.
Is that it?
Oh, I'm so sorry. This is so rude, but I really need to get this. Could you give me a moment?
Sure. Don't let me keep you.
Challenger Deep speaking. You may proceed.
Ma'am, please excuse my interruption.
How many times do I have to tell you, Ballard? There's no need for formalities between friends. All this ma'am talk is giving me hives.
Ma'am, if you'll pardon my rudeness, I'd really rather...
Ballard, how long have we known each other now? You know the tenets of our cause better than anyone. All living beings are equal. That means me too.
Yes, ma'am. Challenger Deep.
Now, I assume you didn't call just to say hello? Though you're always welcome, of course. My door is always open.
You asked me to check in regarding your schedule.
I did, didn't I? This is why I need you, Ballard.
Could I confirm your ETA?
Oh, that. Don't have one yet.
But the rally...
Ooh, you could fill in for me. Tell one of those jokes of yours. You have such good jokes.
I really don't think that's...
I'm not quite done here yet, is the thing. We've got quite the conversation going and, well, you know how I hate to disrupt good momentum. Why don't we talk again tomorrow? By tomorrow I'll know.
Permission to speak freely?
Always.
Do you really think she's paying attention?
Well, you know me. I give people too much credit. It's a character flaw. But I think there's very little that escapes her notice. We'll talk tomorrow, Ballard.
Yes, ma'am.
There you go again. Now, where were we?
I'm sure you'll tell me.
Oh, wait. Silly me. End transmission?
What in the hell?
Okay, let's see what we've got here.
Looks like a whole lot of nothing.
Excuse me, this room has character.
Yeah, but no dummy.
I'm not sure about that.
Hey!
Tough crowd. Hey, did you know that one of the earliest iterations of ventriloquism was something called gastromancy? People thought that gastromancers were speaking with the dead, that the sounds coming from their stomachs were whispers from the other side. They didn't use puppets back then, of course, but still, makes you wonder.
About whether or not the dummy is a conduit for speaking to the dead?
That's not very comforting. That doll ripped up my paper swan.
Your job description?
Oh, yeah, same difference. It was torn up.
Roger's not gonna like that.
We'll make sure he gets his chance to tell Parsnip Paul how he really feels.
That's such a weird name for a ventriloquist dummy.
I'm not sure that's right.
Look, it doesn't matter.
You're sure
to its most innovative Persnickety Pete. Oh, he might look like one of those normal bored dummies, but you'll find that he's quite different. In a good way.
Okay, that was creepy.
Duh.
Etta, there's something behind you.
Oh, please tell me it's not a possessed doll.
It's not a possessed doll.
It's a piece of paper.
With one word on it.
Below? Well, what's below?
I think it's the next clue in our scavenger hunt.
Wait, I know this. Below, there was a ship.
A ship?
I think there are lots of ships on the ocean.
No, it was a specific ship. Abandoned.
Alone?
No. Yes. Kind of. It was found drifting by Checkpoint 2. When they went to investigate, there were signs of struggles everywhere and claw marks, but no bodies.
Why are there never any bodies?
The point is?
Right, so they find this note with just the word below scrawled on it.
And then?
What?
It said below, right? So didn't they go, to the deck under that one?
No, that's just it. There wasn't anything under that level. It was the bottom of the ship. I definitely told you this one. Remember that time Roger had that really intense fever and he wound up thinking that we were all giant goldfish?
Yeah, he thought the red pepper flakes were fish food. He sneezed every time he tried to feed it to us.
I thought we were never going to mention bring your pet to work day ever again.
I think I blocked that out. Watching Roger trying to fit Bob into a fishbowl was weird enough.
Okay, never mind. I'll tell you the story on the way to Submare 3.
What? Why are we going there?
It's the lowest level in this place without going into the water.
Yes, that and because the puppet told us to.
How does pretentious Pierre know about one of your spooky bridge stories?
Where is he?
Oh, okay. Frank?
Where?
Frank, it's okay. Maybe just take some deep breaths. Just breathe, okay? All right, we're better. Mm-hmm. Now I'm assuming you're referring to particular Pietro.
By which, of course, you mean Persnickety Pete, the most hilarious, most exquisitely designed...
Relax, okay? He's not here. So you can stop whatever that is.
You lost him.
Our travel agent is searching the Watchtower now. Then again, if you keep bellowing, you could bring him back here and save her the trouble.
Sorry.
But I didn't... You don't have to whisper. Just, if you're gonna panic, try to use your inside voice.
You're Roger.
What? How did
Etta
you...
talks about you a lot.
Right. The famous broadcasts. I never knew Etta had such faithful listeners.
She's a good friend.
She doesn't seem to like you very much.
Ours is a complex friendship. Okay.
Oh, what?
It's him.
Really? Well, he doesn't sound that bad.
Why would you say that out loud?
Okay, Frank. I was kidding before, all right? This is a secure area. Nothing's getting in. I mean, if nothing else, he probably couldn't reach the keypad.
All sorts of things happen that shouldn't happen.
Not this.
Tell me a story.
What?
It's what calms me down, okay? I go out on a lot of long trips alone and it helps.
Okay, I'm honestly not trying to be a smartass, but maybe if you spent less time listening to Etta and more time paying attention to your surroundings... Okay. I have one story. A story from the early days of Aqualand.
Etta says the early records of Aqualand were destroyed. She actually fact-checked that one.
Well, Frank, there are stories that even Etta doesn't know.
Hang on, wait.
Do you want to hear a story or not?
It's just... Do you think you could skip any violent parts? I want to not think about my impending doom.
You think that's all Aqualand ever was? It wouldn't have lasted so long if it was... Well, if things had been that way from the start. Aqualand used to be bright and new and safe. Fun, I guess. If you like that kind of thing.
Etta really wasn't kidding about you.
What?
Nothing.
Anyway, it's like you said. Records from Aqualand's early days have become hard to find. Kinda strange that they'd consider those years the part they had to hide. They were good years. Quiet ones. Makes me wonder if those records aren't lost at all. Maybe it sounds better than saying there was nothing there to find. Which isn't the same as saying nothing happened in those years, before the beginning of the end. There was the night crowd, for one. There's a certain amount you tolerate out here. Sometimes it's not worth the energy it takes to follow strange lights and faint voices that shouldn't exist. I'm sure Aqualand security staff noticed that sometimes on those restless nights, when the park was buffeted by crosswinds and passing waves, that the rides would run without an operator. That music would play without being cued. That the lights would burn holes in the ocean dark until just a few minutes before dawn. But they didn't think anything of it. Or, if they thought anything of it, they looked the other way nonetheless. Because it wasn't as if the night crowd ever heard anything, besides maybe Aqualand's electric bill. And a little more money from the park's deep pockets was a small price to pay for the peace in the daylight hours. So, in the end, there was an unspoken agreement among the guards. They had been trained to do their jobs unobtrusively, and that above all things, they were not to detract from the enjoyment, from the atmosphere. The night crowd took great care not to be seen. So the night guards took great care not to look. There's something they teach all of us when we come out here to work, regardless of our job. Everything for the guest. Here's the problem, though. If no one looked, I'd have nothing to tell. It's not a story unless someone looks. She was pretty new. I guess she never took the warning seriously. Any of the others, if they saw something vault the fence out of the corner of their eye, they would walk as fast as they could in the opposite direction. But she turned. She looked. She saw something vast and shapeless pour over the sides of the gates like water. Yeah, you already said nothing violent. This isn't that kind of story. Because in that moment, suddenly everything she'd been told clicked. Don't look at them. Don't acknowledge them. Pretend they're not there. Everything for the guest. The ocean was theirs first, after all. So she walked as fast as she could in the opposite direction. She finished her beat. And if, out of the corner of her eye, she caught something vast and shapeless pouring from one of the Ferris wheel's cars, she looked the other way. She left it alone. And it granted her the same.
So it let her go? To say thank you?
Some people think so.
You don't?
I don't believe in assigning human motives to something that's not human. We can't say how they think or why they do what they do. Everything lives according to its nature.
That's kind of bleak.
You think? Because if that's the way it is, it means they aren't malicious either. If it hurts you, it's just because it was meant to hurt you.
Well, they did bring down what sounds like a pretty nice park.
Oh, the night crowd didn't begin Aqualand's decline. Now, you can blame that on a certain group that heard Aqualand was catering to monsters.
What happened there?
Probably shouldn't get into that. You said you didn't want to hear anything violent. Well, I don't hear laughing.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Feeling better then?
Yeah, actually.
Good. Maybe you can tell me one now.
Really? Any requests? I've got tons.
Well, gosh, where do I start? Well, first I was thinking, maybe you could tell me a little more about this seal here. HC? Kinda familiar, but I'm not as up-to-date on the bridge lore as my staff. Or, maybe you could tell me a little more about what's on this recorder. But, you know, I'm easy. Wherever inspiration strikes.
You went through my stuff?
Sorry, but it's been a long couple of days. So how about you tell me in 20 words or less who the hell you are?
Here at Ocean View, entertain audiences. A prince is just an enchantment that had a bad day. Remember, be kind to Pete, and he'll be kind to you. Be rude to Pete, and there's nothing we can do.
Ocean View, huh?
You know the place?
Only by reputation.
And it's not a very shining one. Okay, so you two shouldn't talk to him because you might get possessed. I know how to do it, so I'm gonna go. Okay. Okay, Pearl, you've been training your life for this. You totally got this. You can do it. Game face on. Hello, Mr. Pete. Hi. Can I call you that? Could I call you Persnickety? Is that your actual first name?
Is it just me, or...
Is she way too excited to see a creepy demon doll sitting next to Bob?
Yeah.
Well, what you are and everything.
How long do we let this go on?
Maybe a few more minutes.
I really was just wondering, how does the whole corporeal possession thing work? Like, are you in the doll? Are you...
Oh, Roger? Are you there?
Why haven't any of you been picking up?
We were a little preoccupied.
Persnickety Pete is actually pretty chatty.
You got the doll?
He's not a doll.
You're right. He's a liability.
I don't know. When he's not blasting scary music through the Watchtower, he doesn't seem that evil.
This is why you'd be the first one to die in a horror movie.
Oh my god, setting Bertie's hypothetical fate aside for a moment, you all should head back to the infirmary ASAP. I think there's something you need to hear.
Perfect. I was hoping for some answers today.
Thank you so much for listening to The Bridge. This episode was written by Alex Brown and Rebecca Mahoney. It features, in order of appearance, Alex Brown as Etta, Liz Hull as Kate, Salim Razawi as Frank, Chris Martin as Roger, David Piccarello as Bertie, Sarah Grover as the Welcome Brigade, Rebecca Mahoney as Challenger Deep, Stephanie Wiggum as Yvette, and Jen Elysian as Bollard. We'd also like to introduce Jake Hull as Persnickety Pete. The awesome music playing under some of our scenes was composed by the one person who will always listen to my movie recommendations, Sarah Fairchild. Our Too Cool for School theme song and Persnickety Pete's creepy ode to himself were composed by the equally too cool for school, but not nearly as diabolical, Jake Hull. This episode was edited and mixed by Alex Brown. We'd also like to thank Dead Signals, creators of the Archive 81 and the Deep Vault podcasts, for some of our awesome sound effects. Want some more podcasts to listen to? For some excellent fantasy adventures, we recommend The Once and Future Nerd and The Adventure Zone. Want to watch Persnickety Pete's one-man show? Well, you probably shouldn't, but you should visit our website at thebridgepod.com, where all of our scripts are uploaded. You can also find us on Twitter at bridge_podcast and on Facebook and Tumblr. Please rate and review us on iTunes and feel free to email us at watchtower10reports@gmail.com. It's kind of a long address, but if you go to our website and click on the little mail icon, it'll lead you right to it. Thank you once again for listening to The Bridge. We've had quite a few birthdays since we went on hiatus, so in no particular order, I'd like to wish a somewhat belated birthday to Rebecca Mahoney, Sarah Fairchild, Sarah Grover, David Piccarello, and Chris Martin. If I forgot your birthday, I am sorry. And happy birthday to you out there listening to this podcast. It might not be today, but it'll happen eventually. As a special birthday treat, we have outtakes from quite a few people. We hope you enjoy.
Bertie, Kate. Kate, Etta, Bertie. Bertie, Etta, Etta, Kate. Etta, Bertie, Kate. Etta, Bertie, Kate. Roger.
What was that? Did you just hear the train? It sounded like it farted a little bit. Okay, I'll do that again.
Hey there. It's been a while. It feels good to be back. All right. So let's get our Roger on. Oh, God, I already regret saying that.
Okay, can you hear Artemis licking himself? Artemis is my cat, and he is currently pretty close to the mic doing it.
Oh, I don't want to die. I don't like puppets. I've never liked puppets.